He's a serial entrepreneur with multiple 7- and 8-figure business ventures across various verticals of web and marketing. He's widely known by over, I don't know what the number is. It keeps going up, Jason, 10 million people.
10.5.
I got to get the 0.5. 10.5 million people on Instagram with the Millionaire Mentor account. Of course, you've got the Jason Stone account too with millions. But Jason utilizes his experience and passion as a motivator, mentor, teacher, and social media influencer to help others create success. So let's do that. Let's help those in attendance create success. Jason, welcome to the Greater Property Group Mastermind today. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Hey guys, this is bigger than 10.5 now, Jason. I don't know if you're seeing that.
What is it?
We're growing. 11.
Oh, dude, you're at 11 million. 11.
That's 11. Yeah. I think that's because of this. That's because of this right now. This mastermind took it over 11.
Oh man, you grew 500K overnight. So
I'm looking at my Social Blade stats. That's a good app that I use to track the growth, and I guess I've just been a little behind.
A little behind. Well, you know, the life of an influencer, Jason, we were talking about this. We do have guest speakers on here that, are definitely influencers. However, in your case, it might be a little bit of an understatement, right? We've got the 11 million now, right, as Millionaire Mentor. And of course, you're diversifying with a personal brand, which is a Jason Stone brand. But just real quick, just introductory thoughts on, how old the Millionaire Mentor brand is and talk about the power of personal branding and growing an audience on social media. What are your thoughts on that before we jump into the Q&A here?
Hey, man, I tell everybody, like, social media is your new resume. And when employers are looking to hire or you're looking to work for a company, even start your own company, wouldn't it be cool to have a lot of followers? You get to advertise to your own followers. A company looks to people that have followers to hire them. I mean, I was just looking at an article the other day where employers were hiring based on social media following just for the basic jobs. Like, that didn't even require anybody to be an influencer. It's all about the brand getting out there and reaching new audiences. And what better way to do that than employees that work at the brand, and they could showcase the brand that they work for to their followers. So I think it's everything. I think every CEO needs to create a personal brand. I think it's crucial to the survival of any company. If you look at any of the big companies out there right now, they're, look at Elon Musk. Like, he can move markets with his brand. Mm-hmm. He can sway Bitcoin and Dogecoin and pretty much launch a brand new company and make it a multi 7, 8-figure company at the click of a post.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So, I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple of years on these masterminds is how important it is to grow your social media presence, to pay attention to personal brand. It is important, but your entrepreneurial career didn't start as an influencer with social media. You were doing something else before that. So what was that you were doing? And then I want to ask you about a quote of yours, which is, you can't let your formal education get in the way of your self-education. I love that quote so much. And by the way, FYI, everyone, Jason Stone was a guest of the Run GPG podcast. So you can go back and listen to some of our discussion in detail if you want to do that. But he was a fantastic guest. But we did talk about this on the show. So you were doing something else. You had another company, and then you had a realization at some point that you can't let your formal education get in the way of your self-education. Can you unpack that?
Yeah. To make a long story short, I became a mechanical engineer. I was always into cars. It was like a hobby of mine, a passion of mine. And it was during a co-op job that I had in college. I had to take a co-op job and actually dress up. And I had no suits at the time. So I went to the thrift store and bought a suit. The suit was like so baggy. I remember looking at pictures of me, and I had a Mercedes back then because I started my business while I was in college. And I started Treadstone Performance Engineering. It's a high performance turbocharging parts company where I turned my hobby into a passion. I like making cars go faster. I started selling turbos on eBay. I would go to the junkyard, rip turbos off cars, sell them on eBay. And that's how that business started. But it was during that first co-op job where I came to the realization that this corporate life isn't for me. This rat race life isn't for me. Sitting in my car, driving 45 minutes to and from work, hating life, hands on the steering wheel, bumper to bumper traffic, people honking, and me in this ugly ass suit trying to get to work to sit at a desk job with a computer, punching numbers and papers. And I'm like, this isn't what I signed up for. I really need to scale what I'm doing now, because I was just making a bit of money to support my hobby. I didn't think I was going to literally turn into a multi-million-dollar business that I still have to this day, 20 years strong. And that's when I said to myself, I'm like, I got to do something, because I don't want to get a job when I get out of college, even though that's what my parents want me to do. They want me to get a safe and stable job, working in the corporate life. And, what I went to school for, they're paying for my education. They're expecting me to get a job when I get out of school. But luckily, I was able to scale my engineering business. And I wasn't really engineering back then. I was just flipping parts. There was no engineering in my business, even though I was studying to become a mechanical engineer. It was late years down the road when I started actually engineering stuff and manufacturing stuff. But in the beginning, it was just flipping parts, trying to find wholesale parts. And, that was it. I was fortunate to be able to start that company out of a passion of mine.
Yo, I can't picture you in a cheap suit, Jason. I can't do it.
I know, right?
I can't picture you in a cheap suit. But listen, that being said, okay, so you got a little taste of entrepreneurship. That quote, can't let your formal education get in the way of your self-education there. But so you decided to start the Millionaire Mentor brand, but it came out of a somewhat tragic event that led to the creation of it. It's an interesting story, so we have to ask about it before we get into the details. So it was a tragic event, dramatic. Yeah. Before we get into the story here, how it came about.
So we were traveling to Orlando, taking the kids to the parks. Mm-hmm. And we're in the parks having fun, running my engineering business, no social media. I probably had 2,000 followers back then. My wife had about 10,000. She was actually working on her personal brand back then. She was like a club promoter. She would get me into clubs. I actually became a promoter. Anyways, I got a text on my phone. I looked down. I was like, the power is out at your house. I'm like, power's out. Okay, power goes out all the time. No big deal. Power's going to go back on. Anyways, 2 days go by. We're driving home. I get to the front, walk to the front door, and it's cracked open. I got chills up and down my spine, just like I got chills right now. And I walked in. I get super scared. Sorry, someone's mic just went on. I got super scared. I ran upstairs, grabbed my gun, and I'm walking around the house like 007, ducking, hiding, thinking someone's in my house, ready to shoot somebody. Yeah. And, I finally calmed down, the nerves settle. I ran out, I told Christy to call the police, and the entire house has been ransacked. So everything gone, shoes, everything of my wife's gone, purses, clothes, jewelry, TVs, the entire house gone because of social media. Because we posted that we were in Orlando, because we posted pictures of our food, posted pictures of us being out of town. And a couple of days after that, I'm like, you know what? Fuck social media. I'm off. I am not going to be on social media. What it was for, I got us robbed. There's no reason for us to be on social media. And I wasn't thinking about anything else but trying to keep my family safe. And I deleted the accounts. Christy was pissed. She lost 10,000 followers. She was pissed. I didn't really care too much because I wasn't really using social media. And I saw one of my boys on social media, and he's ripped. He's jacked. He's like at the beach. He's got like 12 pack of abs. And he told me, we were at the club one day, we're drinking, we had bottles. He's like, bro, look at this. I'm selling these diet plans, $100 a pop. I'm selling like 20 a day, making $2,000 a day. I'm like, you're making $2,000 a day from selling spreadsheet diet plans to your followers? I'm like, oh my gosh. So this guy was building his personal brand. This was 8 years ago. started in October 2014, actually 9 years ago. So that kind of sparked the light bulb in my head. I'm like, damn, I got to get back on social media. But what do? I don't want to do the same shit I've always done. I got to start giving value. I got to start giving a reason for people to follow me. I got to start giving people a reason to hit that follow button and consume my content, maybe motivate them, maybe inspire me. I always thought of myself as a kind of a good teacher. My friends would come to me, ask for, because I was semi-successful with Treadstone. And I don't know where it happened. I literally just typed in Millionaire Mentor. I'm like, who wouldn't want to follow an account called Millionaire Mentor? Right. And the rest is history. It just snowballed. Like, I had no idea what I was doing in the beginning. I had no idea how I was going to make money. Even selling shot, like advertising. I had no idea that I was going to be able to advertise from this account and turn into a full-scale advertising agency. What we have now is called profileagency.com. Little plug for you guys, profileagency.com. Type in a code. We'll make you a code, Dave. I'm going to make you a code right now to get you some discount.
Yeah, let's make a code. No problem at all. We'll make sure everybody's got that. What is it? Profile Agency?
Profileagency.com.
Yeah.
We literally just launched this website. So we've been an advertising agency with the account for good 6 to 7 years, but I've never had a website. Mm-hmm. It was all inbound marketing. Now we're kind of doing outbound marketing, reaching out to bigger clients, companies, corporations, and really trying to help people grow their personal brand. And I'm sorry if I'm coming off as like a low pitch right here.
No, it's all good.
I'm just excited about the launch. So we help people create their content. We could send videographers out to you guys, do the pictures. You get it. You could take a whole podcast. You can cut it up, and just like David does with his podcast, anything to help you create your personal brand. That's my goal, is to help people get more followers and create the content that they need in their specific niche. So
and you're touching on something that's super important. A bunch of takeaways from there. One is you can never be too safe on social media, right? So be careful, obviously. But you did grow. You grew the account without showing your face. You're an influencer with no face, which I found interesting. But now you've diversified. So now you got the Jason.
Speaking of that, I was actually scared to put my face out there.
Yes.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
I didn't want people to know it was me. And then when Instagram finally released stories, I'm like, you know what? I've been doing all this, giving people all these tips and values and tricks and motivation and inspiration. I'm like, what's up, guys? It's me. Finally, I'm coming out the Instagram closet. And everybody's like, oh my God. So such a huge fan. It was great.
Yeah, which is super interesting. So I do want to get your thoughts on this. Now that you're actually showing your face, and as sales professionals who are on the call here, putting your face to something, your personal name on things. Why do you think that's important to do now? Because I've noticed you grew 500,000 followers overnight, Jason, because you do show your face. That's what I think. So what are your thoughts on actual personal branding? Now you got to show your face. It's a little bit unusual to not show your face to grow a brand, right?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people, if you're going to start out and you're shy, this is the number one reason why people don't create a personal brand, is because they're scared what people are going to think of them. They're scared of the judgment. Just tell yourself, I will be judged. Just say to yourself, I'm going to be judged. I'm going to be judged if I stutter. I'm going to be judged if I look a certain way. I'm going to judge if I say the wrong thing. But you got to just, perfection is the enemy of progress. You can't perfect it. I try to perfect my content, but you just got to get out there and hit the record button and start posting your stuff. Tell people what you know, teach them. I have a little acronym. It's called Learn, Do, Teach. LD. Learn it, do it, teach it. And if you could just teach somebody a little, I used to do this every single day, as we call Mill Mentor tips. And I just give a tip of the day. So you could call yourself, you could do tip of the day, hashtag, whatever hashtag you want to make up, could be your name, could be your business, and just start giving value and giving people tips.
Yeah. And I do want to get into the minutia of it a little bit.
That's a new word for me. The minutia.
Great word. Yeah. Into some
David with his big words.
Dude, I'm telling you. But I do want to get into that in a minute, some tactical stuff. But you did it early on, you did grow that account to over 1 million followers within a year.
Yeah.
Right. 1 million followers within a year. How did you, what was your initial content that attracted so many followers? Like, what were you doing?
Well, right back then, there was nobody putting out motivational content except for one account called The Good Quote. I think they're at like 20 million right now. And all they do is post a quote over a white or black background. Mm-hmm. They keep it really simple, and they post every 30 minutes to 60 minutes. It's like the more content they post, the quicker they grow. And that's been our motto since day one. We post 1 post a day, we won't grow that much. We post 10 posts a day, we're going to grow a lot more. It's all about the impressions, getting more impressions, and getting to reach new audiences through the Explore page.
Yeah. So consistency in content is key. I noticed that, when I post more than once a day, the following grows, right? Because I think the algorithm sees that you're being consistent as a content creator, correct? Right. So how many times a day were you posting back then?
Back then I was doing it all myself, probably doing 3 to 4 to 5.
Yeah. And
it was a full-time job, trying to think of a caption, create the picture, play with a little app on my phone and create a meme.
2 posts a day I thought was a full-time job, but 3 to 4 posts a day. But the key is
we're doing 12.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing 12 now?
Yeah.
Actually 12 posts a day.
8 a.m. to 12 p.m. What is it? That's more than 12.
12 posts a day.
More than 12. Yeah.
Okay. So here's a question then. Here's the question. You see these key times to post, especially on Instagram, Tuesday at 11 or whatever. What are your thoughts on timing when it comes to posting? Is there a formula for that, or is it just?
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple. 12 p.m. Eastern every single day of the week.
12 p.m. Eastern. You guys taking notes? Is everybody taking notes?
If you're going to do 1 post, do it at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
If you're going to do 2 posts, do it 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. If you're going to do 3, do 9 a.m., 12, and 3. If you're going to do more, skip every 3 hours. And then you get to 6, then 9 p.m., then 12.
Got it. Okay. So I was
start off in the morning.
Right. The 10 p.m. Eastern posts. I've seen some people with that strategy.
Yeah. So if you guys look at your demographics, everybody's going to have the same demographic analytics insights. It's going to go up. It's going to peak at 12. It's going to go down after lunchtime. And then people are driving home from work, and then they eat dinner, and then they have a little free time at 9, 10. But it doesn't hit the same peak as 12. So, and it kind of droops back down. It's like the same for everybody almost.
12 p.m. Eastern. Did you take notes, Stephen? I think you did. 12 p.m. Eastern. Now, I do want to ask you about niche in branding. How would you describe the Millionaire Mentor brand? It's a mix of a few different things, right? It's well edited, it's aspirational, luxury. How would you describe it? And then, further to that, why is it important to kind of, I don't want to say niche down, but have a definite, theme to your personal brand?
Yeah, well, number one, I don't recommend you guys doing anything near of what the Millionaire Mentor account does. It's going to be completely different for each and every one of you. You need to create your personal brand. It's going to be you. It's going to be you on Facebook. Like on Millionaire Mentor, it's never me, maybe 1 a day. I don't have enough content to post that much. I'm not Gary Vee. I don't have my podcast started yet, which is coming soon. But what was the question?
Oh, just about niching down personal brand.
Niching down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are all in the real estate space, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes. You should all be giving content regarding real estate.
Yeah.
Rehab, fix and flips, wholesale, commercial, residential, the latest and greatest property trends and real estate trends of South Florida, of the United States. Just give whatever value you can give and put your face out there and just start giving tips and tricks. And then when you have that content, you're consistent with the content. All right, good. Now, how do you get that content out to more people? Well, you could do it the long organic way, which is just continually to make content, and you're growing 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe 100 followers a day. That's the long and organic way. The other way is to pay for reach, just like you pay Facebook ads for Facebook to get audience to your product or service. You're going to pay Instagram or a shout out from another account to get followers on your page. So you're going to pay other accounts to distribute your content. Once you got a good piece of content, you want to look through your analytics to see what is your best performing post. And this is something you guys got to write down, because this is like gold. The unicorn post of your profile is probably the best piece of content to distribute. Now, what you're also going to do is you're going to go to other profiles and you're going to figure out what is their best performing post. This is going to take some legwork and some time, but if you can scroll down the reels and figure out which reel got the most views, that's the reel you want to recreate. And you do that to a bunch of different pages. Obviously, if you're going to be niched down in this niche, you're going to want to look at other competitors doing what you're doing, putting out the content that you're putting out, figure out which one of their reels has gone viral, and then recreate that. That's one of our strategies to grow, and one of our strategies to get followers and get other people followers is taking what we call unicorn post. The unicorn post is the top performing post of an account. And that's like the best thing you can do. It's like
unicorn post.
Yeah. Unicorn post.
Yeah. So hopefully everybody wrote that down. Did you guys write that down? Unicorn post.
It's okay to copy their post. Like, you could voice record what they said, put it in your notes, edit it a little bit, and then, if you're good at memorizing, you memorize it, or you get a teleprompter, or you do reels and you say one sentence at a time, record, stop. It's very easy to record a reel and record one sentence at a time, memorizing the lines, looking directly at your camera. You will come off as an expert in your niche. People are going to be like, damn, this person knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, you're talking about creating, if you're in the real estate space or you're a sales professional in any industry, and you're creating, like, how do you create content? What do you do? It's, for the life of me, I don't understand why agents don't do it. Again, they're scared to put their face on camera, but creating content could be as simple as, posting that you're, on a Zoom with Jason Stone, Millionaire Mentor. Like, if you're not putting that,
create content right now.
That's what I'm saying, Jason. Listen, everybody on here needs to take a picture of GQ Smooth here, Jason Stone. He's posing for you. You take a picture, you tag Jason, tag Millionaire Mentor. They actually see you, right? On a Zoom with Jason Stone. There we go. Perfect. Tag him, tag Millionaire Mentor, tag me, tag GPG, tag Nathan, whoever you see on here, right? You get some reshares and you grow, organically that way. For the life of me, I don't understand. We just had, we just had Grant Cardone on, Jay Abraham. We had, Tom Ferry, Ryan Serhant, et cetera, on this meeting. If you're an agent and you're not posting this, it's like free content. I don't get it, but listen, you heard from the man himself with 11 million followers that you need to be doing that, right?
Look, guys, like, if you want business, why would anybody do business with you if they don't know, like, and trust you? And what is the best way to get people to know, like, and trust you? Of clients that it's not word of mouth clients. This is getting social media clients. And for people to know, like, and trust you, they need to consume your content for a good month or two. And then you're going to be on top of mind awareness for whenever that person needs to list a property or buy a property. Who's on top of, for me, I'm going to list my property with the most active social media agent I know. And I've convinced my boy, Thomas Sulichin, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I'm like, if you start putting out content on a daily basis and, you're going to grow your social media, you're going to be able to sell these properties a lot easier. You're going to be able to get buyers a lot easier because you got organic traffic from people from all over the world. And like, he's been consistent and he's crushing it right now from the advice I gave him, like, even 4 or 5 years ago. And like, why would I list my property with anybody else that's not on social media?
Yeah, good point. I think that's a new calling card. A lot of agents do get their business from social media. Now, what's interesting is, and this is actually, a lot of agents and sales professionals, they moved a lot of their content to TikTok, which the writing's on the wall. I think there was one state that already banned it. It looks like TikTok, they might shut it down, right? So I was reading yesterday, isn't that crazy? I was reading yesterday that people are flooding back to Instagram because they kind of like left the platform a little bit or they slowed down. And listen, guys, there's an opportunity to re-engage with Instagram again. I'm telling you, we don't know what's going to happen here, but TikTok has been difficult, right?
TikTok's for the kids. That's what I think. I mean, us adults are not on TikTok.
I get my world news from TikTok. That's where I get my world news.
I get my world news from Instagram. You know how much
there
news
you go. Well,
on Instagram?
You're better at it than me. Here's a question. Can you compare the growth strategies from when you started until now? Like, in 2014, it would have been, the growth strategies would have been different. Like, what are you seeing as a growth strategy right now, or the number one or two growth strategies?
I mean, are we talking like paid or not paid?
Well, I would say not paid. Like, so Reels, obviously. I know one of the tricks. Yeah. So I believe long form captions are gone. Don't write a paragraph, 2 paragraphs in your caption. No one's reading them. Okay.
Take that paragraph of caption and put it into a carousel post that people can swipe through, consume a little bit on each page. So that carousel content, if you spend a little bit of time on it, Instagram knows you're spending time on it. And if you don't get all the way through it, it's also going to show it to you tomorrow because you didn't finish the carousel. And that's what's going to do for them is get them more views, more likes on the carousel. And it's going to push it to more of their audience. So Instagram only shows your posts to about 5% starting out. Now, if that 5% engage, they like, comment, share, save, it's going to show it to another 5 to 10%. And if that group of people keep it, it's kind of like exponential growth when a post goes viral. And Instagram it takes time. It may take a half a day, 12 hours to a day, but I think the carousel content is crucial right now. I mean, we've converted almost all of our posts to at least 2 slides.
Got it. Okay. So carousel content, there was another trick you told me about where you take a picture and you convert it to a video, like a 2-second video.
Old.
Is that old? That's done. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why we're asking. See, I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that. So don't do that. Never forget. Did they? Yeah. Yeah. So carousel content, I keep hearing about carousel content. And then the other question is engagement. How are you engaging with comments and whatnot on the post? Because 12 posts a day, 11 million followers, you're going to get a lot of comments.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to a jiu-jitsu tournament and I posted 2 matches. One was one day, one was the second day.
Congrats, by the way, Jason. Jason is a jiu-jitsu. Yeah, there we go. He wins. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Thank you. It was my body was the sorest it's ever been after those 2 matches. It's insane how much it's just, you're going all out. But anyways, I posted one video and I sent that video to my friends. I put it in groups. I sent it to this person and sent it to that person. And they came in, they commented on it. And I responded to every comment. And then the next day I posted the video, but I didn't do that at all. I just let it do its thing. I didn't have time to reply to any comments. And if you go to my profile, you'll see that one video got 137,000 views. Mm-hmm. And the next video got 10,000.
Oh, wow.
So about 13x just from me being active and engaging and sending the link to a couple people here and there, like, hey, I just got the goal, check this highlight crib out, and really engaging. And I replied to everybody, thanking them for congratulating me, giving me fist bumps, prayers, osus, and everything just by being active. So a 13x on the engagement on that post compared to not doing anything.
Right. So engagement is critical. I know you have a team, right? So they're going to be responding, for the most part, but
on my personal, it's all me.
Okay. Yeah. Your personal Millionaire Mentor, you got the team, but engagement's key. Yeah. We did have a question in the chat and I was going to ask you about this. Hashtags. Are hashtags dead? Or I heard they had a resurgence, but no more than 5 or something. Do you know anything about hashtags?
I never recommended to do 30 hashtags. In the beginning, when Instagram early days, we would do 30 hashtags and you get so much engagement on hashtags. If you put them and then a post that didn't have them, you get minimal. Anyways, I recommend doing 1 to 5 max and make sure they're related to your post. Have you ever heard of the term long tail keywords?
Yes.
Okay. So you're just going to take a long tail keyword and convert it into a hashtag. It could be 2 to 3 words that you combine together. No more, no one word no entrepreneur, no motivation, no inspiration, none of those real estate hashtags. It's taking 2 to 3 words, putting them together, creating sometimes your own hashtag or anything pertinent to the post. But hashtags kind of are dead. It's really not going to help you a lot.
I don't like the look of a whole bunch of hashtags on a post anyway. It kind of cheapens it, right? You know?
Just put them at the end. Sometimes I used to write like a sentence or two and include a hashtag in the sentence. It just looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And here's a question. Do you know which of your posts do best or which ones went viral and maybe why? Do you take note of the ones that do like you talked about, the engagement on your personal account, but a Millionaire Mentor specifically, you think, is it more controversial stuff that goes a little bit viral? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely controversial posts will definitely go viral easily because it gets people commenting, it gets people arguing in the comment section. We can't post anything political. We'll lose half of our followers like that. Democratic, Republican. I'm following you. We can't do anything controversial like that. But sometimes when we do controversial posts, we'll lose a lot of followers.
Yeah,
I'm talking 5 to 10,000 type of thing.
Oh, wow.
And it's noticeable. So we have to be very careful because you will lose a lot of followers too, because someone doesn't agree with your point of view. And if you're posting controversial stuff where people think that's your point of view,
right? That's
one way to really ruin your account. I was on a podcast with Cody Sperber, and he started getting very COVID-ish type of like his ways, and like this is I don't even know what kind of words. He's just going crazy with COVID. And Instagram just completely limited his account.
It
took him a while to get out of it.
Yeah, it is interesting. They notice. I got flagged for a few. We have obviously a show. And, we had, the odd post that's even slightly, whatever, where you have opposing sides, they will mute it, and they will give you a red flag. But like, listen, if you're in sales, it's really difficult, right? Like you don't want to like take a side politically or anything like that, because, you will, like you said, you will alienate, half of your audience. So I think that's important to think about. And then of course, gauging whether, a post or a strategy is successful. I guess that's self-explanatory in the insights, right? We should be reading the insights and taking advantage of that. I'm sure you'd agree, right? So listen, here's a question. We got some wrap-up questions here when it comes to motivation. Millionaire Mentor is a motivational account. What advice would you have for someone deciding to start a personal brand starting from zero? Where should they start?
They're trying to start a business.
Okay, let me compound this. Jason. You said you didn't want to show your face because you were scared to do it. So what words of encouragement would you have for somebody who's starting, a new social media account? They're in sales and they go, hey, I'm not sure, I'm a little tepid about showing my face and doing real estate content. What would you say to them?
I'd say, go get on a podcast, shoot a podcast with somebody. It could be a friend, set up one in your house, shoot an hour-long podcast video, ask each other a bunch of questions, take that podcast, give it to someone on Freelancer or Fiverr. You can give it to us, and then have them create 20 to 30 reels from it and just continuously post and give value. Just kind of going back to what we stated earlier, it all starts with just posting content. Yeah. You also have to give people like a little bit of entertainment. You got to be funny sometimes. If you're just posting value, and it can go both ways. Like I know accounts that just stick to their niche. They don't show any of their lifestyle. They don't show any of their personality. They don't show any of their family, and they just stick to giving value, and that's okay. But like I think I want to see a little bit more than just you giving tips and tricks on a topic and a niche. I want to see a little bit into your life. Like, what else do you do? What do you do for fun? I'm not talking about pictures of your dog, your food, and your cat every time you go out. oh, here's my food. This is what I'm doing. But just kind of, tell people, give people a little story, document your journey of like, all right, guys, this is what I'm doing. Here's my setup. I bought this on Amazon. I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to start creating this type of content, and just give a little behind the scenes look of what it is along your journey. People love to see the journey. It's all about the journey, not the destination. So people are going to relate to you because they're on that same journey. They're going to be going through the same thing you're going through, wondering if they can do it too. So don't try to be perfect. Don't try to be the top influencer that you see out there right now, creating the perfect content, has all the perfect setup, the perfect studio, the perfect podcast setup. Just document your little shitty little podcast setup. And as you grow, people are going to grow with you. And that's how you build your tribe.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you're touching on something which is, stepping outside of your comfort zone. Super important to do if you want to create growth of any kind, right? Step outside of your comfort zone. You might be a little tepid to do it. But look where Jason is now, everybody. Look where Jason is now, everybody.
I stepped out my comfort zone, and I'm shy. I was a shy little kid. Did not think that I would be public speaking, coming on Zoom calls, speaking to audiences. And I don't think I'm even that good. Like, there's speakers that are way better than me, but I still just do it. I come on and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to come on. I'm going to try to give as much value as I can. And I don't care if I fuck up, or if I stutter, or if I say or oh, or if I can't find the right words. Because sometimes I get very self-conscious because I can't find the right words to say. Mm-hmm. And everybody's going to go through the same thing. Everybody's not a perfect speaker. You got to practice. Practice makes perfect, which is cliche as a statement is. You just got to put yourself out there and just do it.
No, agreed. Well said. Lizzie is asking how you feel about posting your family with so many strange people stalking you. Right. That's a question that comes up a lot. Actually, people wonder about that. I don't post my kids, or I don't, I never show this or that. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I embrace it. I like it. Like, stalker or not, do we have stalkers? We have crazy girls that just like come around and like just text me the weirdest things, and it messes me. But like, we go out and people notice us everywhere, and like, we're used to it. Like, we embrace it. It's just part of what comes with the journey of being out there on social media. You're going to start getting noticed by people. Hey, I follow you. Once you get some followers, you're going to get noticed, and it's a good feeling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen, at least you're getting engagement, but be careful. Listen, just be careful out there. Be careful. Absolutely. Okay. 2 questions left. You touched on it again, and I just want you to unpack it just again, because this is one of my favorite quotes of yours. Done is better than perfect. Why is it so important to understand that when it comes to content and consistency on social media?
Well, we all know the quote, perfection is the enemy of progress. And I am a perfectionist. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I will delay projects, and I need help. I need like my team to like give me a date. My team's always asking me for a date, and I'm like, I don't know a date. I don't want to give you a date. I don't want to be rushed. But we get it done. And sometimes you just got to say, fuck it, and just do it. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, like, you just got to get started. Everybody right now, your homework is to create one piece of content about what you learned on this podcast today and share it with your followers. That's going to give you the little jump start you need. And if you've never been, who's never been on camera on their Instagram? Has anybody never been on camera on their Instagram?
Let me see here. Anybody? Raise
your hand if you've never.
There's a few. They're shy. See this? They're shy. They're going to have to work up their courage today.
You know what's weird about this? Everybody's kind of frozen to me. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that.
No, man. They're just riveted by your the value you're providing. Zoom has been acting a fool for me too the last couple of weeks, to be honest with you. I don't know. But listen, good piece of homework. And again, I said this earlier, post that you're on a Zoom with Jason Stone, it's a big deal. Tag everybody, tag GPG, Nathan, myself, everybody. Chris Len's on
notes.
Here. Yeah.
Some notes.
Yeah.
Regurgitate your notes to your audience.
Yeah.
That's part of the learn, do, teach. You learn something, you're going to do it, you're going to read it, and you're implement it, and now you're going to teach it.
No, absolutely. I think it's important. Okay. Final question.
One other acronym I forgot to mention is the LVR, lifestyle value results. And that's the equation when you think of when posting. Lifestyle could be, lifestyle, just anything. Pictures of you on vacation, traveling, family, food, fun. Value, we all know we got to get value, and that's the biggest part of the equation. Probably about 50% of your content should be value. And the results is like the results of your product and services, properties you've sold, money you've made, people you've helped, testimonials from customers. And that's the simple formula to follow.
LVR. Lifestyle, value. What was the R? Results. LVR. I like it. Okay. Final question. And I think the Millionaire Mentor account is it's good for you to touch on this, which is the power of visualization, right? You talk about a money conscious mind or whatever. We've been talking about that. The popularity of the Millionaire Mentor account is directly related to that concept. Why is visualization so important to success?
If you think of like basketball players and golfers, the coaches, they tell them to visualize making the shot in their mind 1,000 times. Visualize yourself stepping up to the free throw line. Visualize you bouncing the ball. Visualize you having the perfect backspin and it going straight in. Just like golfer, Tiger Woods does this. When he was learning and he was with his coach, his coach would tell him to visualize your shot, because when I have a coach in golfing, I have a list of 20 things that I need to go through in order to have the right shot. And I need to memorize this list of 20 things. And I need to, when I step up to the golf club, I need to go through 20 things before I can hit the ball. Now, in order to do that, you got to visualize yourself. Visualize holding the club. Visualization is the best practice that you can get. It's better because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fake visualization, like in your mind. So just same, if you're visualizing working, making money, your business plan, your next step, your next business move, the deals you're going to make, how you're going to make these deals, when are they going to happen? And you're visualizing and thinking about business, it's going to come to fruition, because that's all you do is think about it. You got to, like I tell people, you got to have a money conscious mind, meaning your mind has to be so thoroughly saturated with the images of money that one can see thyself already having it. So if you can visualize it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. And that's it.
What a thought. Jason, I really appreciate you making time today. Appreciate you breaking down, the making of one of the most successful brands on social media, as well as the life of an influencer. Jason, ton of value here today. Thanks again. Besides the social media accounts, where do you want people to go go follow Millionaire Mentor? Not like it makes a blip, right? Like we got 11 million followers. But where do you want people to go? You said, what was the profile agency there?
Profile agency, just mention David to anybody you talk to. We'll give you a nice little discount.
Nice. Okay, perfect. And then the Jason Stone account that people might not know about, right? Jason Stone?
Yeah, Jason _Stone. There you can get a little bit more look into my personal life.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't think it's that much personal on Millionaire Mentor. I used to do it a lot, but I want to kind of separate the two.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that very much, Jason. Just a gem. Thank you so much for joining us today. A lot of value. Big round of applause for Jason. Everybody, definitely.
Great mastermind, guys. Thanks so much, Jason. Fantastic takeaways. Beautiful content.
I'll leave you with this one quote, guys.
Yep.
How big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail? Take one step, put one foot in the right direction. You're already halfway there to achieving your dreams. Peace out, guys.
Peace.